Welcome to the CFG Game Cast, episode number 260, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode every week and release it on all podcast services on Monday. So do us a favor and show us some love by liking, following, subscribing, and commenting on our Twitch page, twitch.tv/CFG Games, or on YouTube at the CFG on YouTube. I am your host, Mr. CFG Games, Davis Green, and with me today I got my two awesome co-hosts. I got Pop in the second seat. What's going on, Pop? How you doing?
Doing good. Finishing up a pretty busy week, ready for summer break.
Oh my god.
I haven't really been playing much outside of getting my speedrun. Well, I got my speedrun submission in, but getting that speedrun and Pirate Yakuza together as well as some other entries for that. No, it's been a pretty chill IRL, busy work life. Put it that way.
Tell me about it. Did you beat your time in any way this week? Because I saw you play a little bit earlier this week.
Oh, yeah. So my submission video is actually the best time I have so far at 2 hours and 14 minutes. And it's actually the best time on PlayStation once I submit it. That's I decide to submit it to the leaderboard, but I don't know. I know I can do better because even that run was a little scuffed.
And when you say, I don't know, I mean, if it's going to be the best time right now, if that's the best time right now, you might as well do it right now and say, hey, I'm actually, you could brag for that short period of time until you get the better one, you know?
I already have bragging right. I have 2 world records with River City Girls 2 right now, so.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah, but you know what? Then you would have 3. So there you go.
Oh no, I would have to make that run 1 hour and 30 minutes, and I don't know if I can do that on place. Well, I don't know yet. I probably can. I had to figure stuff out.
Brain power right now. Yeah, it's like not in the mode right now to do it, but that's cool. Hey, but Pop, you know the person that likes this that does the hard questions that he likes to ask to the kick CEO.
I wonder who that could be.
It's the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What's going on, my dude?
Chillin', brother.
I gotta screw that one up a little bit. I was like, damn. I missed it.
You know, that's all right. You try it. We look forward to it every week. It's been a solid week. Again, pretty standard at work and whatnot. Gaming wise, getting down on more. We're slowly and steadily working our way through Death Stranding. Like I told you before, I found a great deal on a PlayStation Portal. Picked it up for $150. Just came in yesterday. I freaking love it.
Was it new?
No, it came out like probably 6 months ago, maybe longer, maybe even a year ago.
Your unit is
no. So it's a like new, so it's a rebox for sure. Yeah, so I didn't get it brand new because I think it's like 200 brand new, but. You know, with the updates that they made to the streaming games, I was like, I think it could be worth it. And I got to play it last night. I was loving it. The battery life was solid on it. The screen is big. It does not feel like playing a Backbone. It's like legit having a PlayStation controller in your hand with a screen in it, essentially. Wow. And it's got the rumble stuff and the haptic feedback and stuff like that. So. Dude, I'm enjoying it. It'll allow me to be able to play PlayStation games without physically having to be at a console somewhere, which is either going to be sitting here or sitting in the living room. So, that was nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I just saw, I didn't even realize it. The Frag Puck review dropped yesterday as well. If you guys haven't had a chance, make sure you check that out. I just dropped the link in chat. So enjoyed my time with Fragpunk. Console release for that is coming here next week. Again, I don't know what kind of damage that's going to have because that's a whole 2 months almost that they had. It was only on PC. So with the way that game and so many good games, like your window for success, especially in games like that, are very small and limited. They may have missed their window to be successful. overall, though, I think it's a fun game, especially if you're into search and destroy mode. I'm not typically a search and destroy guy, but it's faster paced than your typical search and destroy game. So it made it fun. The card system, I think, is awesome. That really is the big, like, here's the reason why you're going to want to play this game. It makes it different. It makes each round exciting. So overall, that was fantastic. And then I'm working on a review for, it's a game that I played or I remember seeing during Steam Next Fest. I'm totally spacing on it, but I'm trying to pull it up real quick while still talking. It is called nothing, because that is not the game, but it's something. I'll find it. It's an indie game. I'll find a name for it, but I'm working on a review for that as well. So just staying busy, trying to stay focused, grind out these games. Got a little more Marvel Rivals in as well. I've been playing on PlayStation, trying to rank up that account so I can play ranked with friends. So overall, it was a solid week, my friend. What about you, brother? How was your week, man?
Yeah, I feel bad about the Frag Punk thing because, like, I was like, man, it's like I tried, like, I wanted to release it at the beginning of the week, but like, but I got bombarded like this whole week. But
well, not only that, dude, but I was late on the thing anyway.
Yeah, but I'm going to, but like, I just soft released it yesterday, but I do have it set for, like, social media sharing and all that stuff next week. So yeah, but that's fine because it's soft release, so I haven't said anything about it, but I didn't tell you about it either. But like, but I was going. I
just haven't. Yeah, I haven't seen. I was like, oh shit.
But I'm glad. I'm glad. I said and stuff, and but no, it was a good review though. I definitely liked it. I liked the breakdown, especially the card breakdown. It was really good.
Dude, that card system is sick. I love it. It is a fun system.
Yeah, so you should definitely, but you should definitely check out Smitty's review of it. It's actually pretty good, very, very good and in depth on it. So, and it's spoiler free. So, actually, sorry, not that. Like, you know what I mean? It was very good. Well, there's not really a spoiler because there's no story, but still, it's still good.
I mean, there is a story. It's one of the weaker parts. Of Frag Punk.
But to be honest with you, you don't usually play those kind of games anyways for the story.
For the story. Exactly. Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah. But then, but that's for me, dude. I've been like working like crazy this week. Like it's funny. Like we're getting ready to do, like I said, next week I'm going to be going to Vegas to Level Up Expo. Smitty, Lex, and I are going to be doing another live podcast panel over in Las Vegas. It's going to be a fun one like it was in Arizona. So I've been busy setting that up. We can't wait for that. It's going to be a fun experience over there. Every time going to Vegas, it's always fun. So definitely, but check us out. We're going to be there. It's going to be in the mini
event room.
The mini event room. Okay, so the mini event room, 1:30 on Sunday. The third
Lucas
day
is
of
moderating that room as well.
Oh, he is? Nice.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That's perfect. Yeah, so we're going to be doing that. We're going to have a great time. We're going to be giving away some cool stuff and go get some good CFG swag as like we did last time. And but bring your hottest takes as always. It's going to be a fun discussion with us there. We actually had a really good one. Fuck you, Wario, by the way.
We're still on this.
Still on this. It's been 3 weeks and still haven't been on top of it.
Wario got into his head.
He's gonna show up in here at some point.
He's living rent free in my mind right now because of that. Like the blasphemy that came out of his mouth. It's terrible. But I've been playing some Marvel Rivals as always, man. I've been getting really good with Emma Frost. Finally figuring out how to use her correctly. Yeah, I really do like her. I'm also currently writing a review myself for Lunar, the remaster, that should have been out this week, but it's probably either going to be late next week for it. It's going to be a really good, written review on that. So definitely check that out. It's going to be cool as always. But yeah, so, and besides that, man, I've just been busy, man. Like had to do 2 different interviews that took a lot of my time. It was very draining for the most part. And just been on the busy side of things. So, but And also glad to say I did finish my taxes on time at like literally the day before. Yeah.
Technically, mine was filed on the 16th because I'm on the West Coast. But meh, I got money back, so
you got money
I was
back?
happy.
So that's all that matters. Is like if they owe you, they're not going to worry about it. They're going to be like, hey, yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
But if you owe them,
if
they'll be like,
them, I was going to be in some pain.
They'll be like, we're going to be foreclosing on your house and stuff like
Sir,
that.
I don't even own a house.
It's like, oh, he's like, that's a nice watch you got there. How'd you get that? How did you get that? Oh man, but anyways, I know you don't want to talk. Y'all don't want to hear our gripes about the tax man, so we're going to go through it like the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic of discussion in the world of video games. The topic would or could be a game itself or something that happened in the gaming industry, and we do not want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners and viewers on Twitch and on YouTube, to be a part of the conversation as always. So if there is something you wanted to chime in about, by all means, type it inside the chat, and we will go from there. So, my topic, I feel like we're beating a dead horse here about all the Switch 2 information. It is their fault. You're right. I shouldn't feel bad about it, but it's just weird. Yeah. It feels like we're talking about the same thing over and over and over again, but they're always like a little bit of information that's like, well, is that like, what do we think? Like, I mean, we saw that the new Super Mario, I always call it Super Mario Kart World, but it's Mario Kart World. They should have added Super Mario Kart World. I mean, that it's there,
It's Mario Kart.
Yeah, it is. But anyways, Mario Kart World is coming. That's the big initial game that's coming out for the Switch 2 that's going to be coming in June. A little bit more information about that. First off, a little bit was that opening up pre-orders for the Switch 2 next week is going to be in the US.
Do we have a date?
I believe it's the 24th.
Okay.
I believe it's April 24th. Yes, yeah, and so definitely get ready, because scalpers are already probably getting that, like licking their lips right there on that. They'll be like, okay, we're gonna get that extra money, but we'll see on that. But the second thing is that once again, Nintendo did their third freaking Nintendo Direct in less than a month. But this one was specifically about Mario Kart World. And it gave more of an inside look of like what the game is, like a more deep dive of what the game is going to be and what's going to include and stuff. Excuse me. I feel like this version of the Mario Kart is going to be more of a like a Forza Horizon, because it's more open world and things like that. But oh wait, you know what? I didn't even get put the panel in correctly. But but basically what it's going to be is that it's going to you can play it's going to be up to 20 players that you can play up to 20 players at a time, 8 players multiplayer online directly to Switches. 8 different Switch 2s can connect together to play this game. But it's freaking crazy. But then some of the stuff that was actually kind of cool was like the extra features, like the you can actually customize your character now. You can unlock different kinds of different outfits by going to these fast food shortcut joints and stuff, which was really interesting to me and stuff. And everything is all interconnected. It's like a world, like they've been saying, it's a world of Mario Kart, so you can actually physically drive to these different kinds of tracks and stuff if you wanted to. Which is pretty cool in itself. But like, I guess, but the whole thing that it kind of gets to me is this really worth the $80 that it's asking for? To me, don't get me wrong, I think this game looks like it's going to be super fun. It's going to be it looks amazing. But to say I want to pay $80 for a go-kart game is so, it always goes back to it. It's like, oh, look at all these features it could do. Look at all the different kinds of bells and whistles that it has and stuff. I don't know if it really discourages me to wanting to get it. The only justifiable reason for me to get it the way I'm going to get it would be getting the bundle deal that comes with the system, because that's when you're getting it for what I think it's $4.99. So yeah, so $50 instead of the $80 is going to be for the thing. And I'm all about physical games, so that kind of hurts me in itself because I think it's a digital game. But yeah, so I just don't know, man. Like the I feel I've been pretty I won't say impartial, but I've been feeling kind of weird about this game being as much as it is and stuff. And then now when it shows me all the features and it shows me all the things that you can do in this, strengthens my kind of worry about. I don't know if I want to be spending that kind of cash. So I already know where Smitty stands on where you stand on it, Smitty. I know that regardless, they're not gonna they can do no wrong for you on this at this point. But like
take my money.
Yeah, yeah. What about you? What about you, Pop? I want to get your take. What you thought, or if you saw the Nintendo Direct, and if you have any thoughts about it.
I don't know what they are exactly trying to do. Like I made the joke. I'm like, oh, are they justifying the $80 price tag? Like, oh, look, it's open world. You can do all of these things. I'm not completely sold on Mario Kart World, and this isn't like a bias towards me liking, Sega's library of games more. I'm just sold on the price point of Sonic Cross Worlds because even though we only have the things from the closed beta that they did, gear is still going to be available. Like there are so many different things that we're going to be able to use, and we haven't seen that yet. So I'm not completely sold on World, and I'm not sold on the $80 price tag either. I mean, when I get a Switch 2, somebody will probably gift me the game anyway, because that's how I got Mario Kart World 8 to begin with. Because I was just like, I'm not getting the game. I'm not interested in a Mario Kart racer. But I like the idea of the open world, but then at the same time, I'm like, what's the point? How many people are actually going to use the open world point of view?
You know what? Yeah, it's funny because like I don't know if we could be open enough to judge to say if we are or if we're not yet, because it's really hard to say because this is something new that they're introducing in the in its world. I mean, I am interested in wanting to try it out to see how it feels, per se, but then $80, dude. I mean, this goes back to it.
Here's what I've got to say. Sorry, go ahead, Pop.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, the open world looks interesting, but I don't know. I'm not too keen on, because I think they had said something like, oh yeah, open world to get familiar with the tracks. I'm just like, you can just race the same track and memorize the routes. So I guess that's where like what is the open world point? Like, are you gonna see other things in the world that are not available on the track, like the things you can't drive on?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure there is.
And it's also a way to unlock characters. What I was gonna say is it actually isn't gonna cost $80. It's probably actually in reality gonna cost closer to $160. Now let me tell you why. I've been asking for this, and I said this a while ago, and I never understood this. The same reason why I stopped playing sports games and stuff like that. It's basically the same thing. I don't understand why they don't build a system where they can build in and add to it. Nintendo tried that for the first time on Mario Kart 8 with their expansion packs. Those were wildly successful, and that was proof of concept to them that they can just create a Mario Kart that they can then build new tracks and stuff and build upon that world. I hope that is the goal that they're looking to do with Mario Kart World. We see Nintendo going deeper and deeper and harder into the digital space, into online gaming, even though I still feel that they are on the weaker end of online gaming. They haven't really shown me anything to say or show that it's going to be any better than a Switch 1 in terms of, connectivity and playing online games. Aside from that, this is what I've been waiting for from a Mario Kart for a while. I think the world's concept is interesting because you're not getting just straight races like that. You can do races where they actually go into other tracks and they're like more like bigger. So like in terms, they turn into like bigger races because you're going to multiple different areas. They basically are combining multiple tracks into one track. And then, the biggest thing for me though, is that possibility to then build onto this world, add new tracks, add new areas. And really, there's a lot that can be done within the infrastructure of Mario Kart world that I'm hoping that they are going to use this as a test ground to do. They got a good test run, like I said, at Mario Kart 8. So I'm hoping that they are going to apply what they learned from that into Mario Kart World, build into that. And that's what I'm saying. It's really going to cost us more than $80 because abso-fucking-lutely there are going to be DLC tracks coming.
Yeah. Like I think,
and it's still worth it to me.
I see.
And again, but this is coming from somebody that has played Mario Kart since the original Mario Kart. So I will always, this is one of like, Mario Kart is one of them games that's like, I have to have it. I have to play it. I have to play every iteration of it. And I haven't played every iteration of it.
I kind of skipped after 64 because I never owned a 64.
I never owned a GameCube.
And
64 was great.
I did play Double Dash. Double Dash was one of my favorites.
I played it, but I never had it was good.
Yeah, but but then when they did, what was it, Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS, I believe, or was it on the 3DS? I didn't play that either. Or on the Wii, I don't remember. Anyways,
no, Mario Kart Wii.
Well, that was 7. That was Mario Kart 8 was Wii originally. So then
no,
yeah, they didn't come out originally on the Wii. I could have sworn. Hold on,
I think it came out on something else, dude. Mario Kart Wii was different. Mario Kart Wii had the best steering wheel out of all of them. It was like closer to a normal steering wheel. I tried it on the Switch. The steering wheel is like a baby steering wheel. It's very difficult. I loved it for the Switch or for the Wii. Like that's how I played Mario Kart.
So Mario Kart 8 came out on the Wii U. That's what it was. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And I never had a Wii U.
Yeah, okay.
Underrated kart racer is Garfield Kart Furious. Isn't that on like Game Pass or something? I feel like I saw that recently.
Yeah.
Mario Kart Live. What was Mario Kart Live?
Mario Kart Live was the one that you had.
Was that in real life?
No. You had if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's not the one that you have the real go kart. You have the real go-kart, and then you had to match it with like the cardboard and stuff, and then sensors and stuff like that.
See, again, Nintendo selling cardboard to people.
Yeah, I don't know how. Do you know what's funny? So when we went to Game On Expo, they were doing an auction, and then someone was trying to sell like on the auction an unopened box of Labo, and I was like, that is dumb. I was like. It's like, okay, so what about the other competitors? It's like, yeah, no, it's so stupid. But anyways, I digress. I mean, I see the point of like, making the game, the game is obviously going to, I'm not mad at I guess it's just that it's very weird and unheard of for me to see a kart racer that expensive initially, but I understand where they're coming from on why they think they're going to get away with it, and then they are going to get away with it. There's no way that it's not. But like
they're treating they're treating this like it's their Mario. This is a Mario title.
They're smart because I think what's going to end up happening is that the people are definitely going to be pushing for that $500 bundle more and heavier when it comes to that to justify the deal. Because like for me, when I see this game, and then I guess there's another point that people don't really talk about is that Nintendo games hold their value. They don't drop.
Yes, they do.
They do not drop down in price. So like it's very.
You ain't gonna get it on a cheaper, son.
Yeah. when they used to have the Nintendo official like greatest hits or something, it's still not like $20. It's like $40 or $50. So it's kind of like, So when Nintendo's saying that this game is going to be $80, it's like this. You're going to be lucky to find it at a unless it's used or somewhere that's not like a retailer, an official retailer for anything less than maybe 70 or so.
Well, still, dude. I mean, the physical is 90. So like you still gonna end up paying like $80.
So the $80 wasn't for the physical?
No,
Jesus.
that's the digital. The physical is $90.
Oh my God.
It's gonna cost you a little extra.
That's wild. No,
it is insane. And I get what you're saying, dude.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and this is like I'm gonna have to like they're pushing me to get this on digital because like I don't see any justifiable reason not to get it digitally unless it's gonna be physical. But then again though too, like I guess it's just really like the pricing points. So are we gonna be expecting a 100 like a $90 or $100 version of Zelda when it comes out? Like or something that's going to be coming out. It's like that's what I'm worried about, man. It's like Jesus.
I will literally abandon the Zelda fandom if they do that.
Yeah, they're in a weird sticky place because for a console that promotes family and this and that pricing ain't family friendly. I can tell you that right now.
Nintendo
I think this is going. I still think that this is going to have a negative impact on their overall profits and stuff because again, we keep seeing this where these companies keep pushing things, they keep inching further and further along and people are already drained. People can't afford this shit. People can't afford these subscriptions and whatnot and things like that because it's just getting too ridiculous. And this again kind of I think it's these moves that are going to push Xbox higher up in the standings. I think it's these moves that really buy these other, because they are almost, and again, if you look at the breakdown, you're still paying about the same amount, right? $120, let's say, for the base price for Xbox Game Pass, $10 a month, and you're not getting all the sweets. So let's say 15 then, that's what? For 12?
It's
like
hard to
something like that.
Yeah, but it's hard to kind of compare the even with. I mean, you can't really compare Game Pass as a unit in itself because Game Pass is as a whole is a service that is towards that. But then when you have like Mario Kart is going to get millions of copies individually on its own for the same value even though you're paying a lot more, like one game is going to give them like 10 million. Knowing how Nintendo units sell is what it's going to be the real test of fate. Like I don't know.
And I don't mean that in terms like that. And maybe I didn't mean to say the Game Pass service. I just think of Game Pass. What I'm really talking about is what you pay to play online. And I just, I assume that if you're going to do that for Xbox, you're just going to get Game Pass, right? To me, that's more value because I'm getting games and I'm able to play online as opposed to where these other ones where I'm just essentially, PlayStation Plus is a little different because they have, and Nintendo's got their digital, retro game libraries and stuff like that. So they all have an incentive to pay for the online, the online features and whatnot. I just feel like you get the most value right now at the cheapest price point from Xbox.
Well,
that is the lowest entry in. So so Xbox is positioning themselves to be the family friendly, in your pocketbook family friendly console to go with. And I think more common people will look to go with them as opposed to saying, yeah, let's get another Switch. Whoa, $500. That's a little harder for me to, good family fun, but I ain't gonna spend that money.
I don't know though. Like I would think like if I would think that way too. I mean, I would think that way too, but I don't know, dude. Nintendo always finds way, dude. Nintendo it goes back to the fact that Nintendo literally sold you cardboard. And it was successful. Is what I'm saying. It's like I'm just saying that it's like I don't know. Like in a world where it's like this should not work. This should be like these people, like these son of a bitches literally just sold me some cardboard and for $60, and then I was
Slap
like,
the sticker
what?
on it.
Like, what just happened? You know? Yeah, exactly. So, like in the real world, your logic makes sense, but I don't know, dude. Like Nintendo fans are crazy
right,
when it comes to this
You're
kind
right.
of deal. Because like, yeah, I mean, like 2 months ago, do you remember Nintendo? Hey, you know what we want to make? We want to make an alarm clock. And they did. And then they were like, they made what's called Alarmo. Guess how many units that shit sold? It's like, okay. It's like, we don't know what is happening with this group, but they somehow get away with it, man. They sometimes do. So like, like, normally it's kind of like, okay, we're going to, we're going to find a way. Even their failures are successes, which is terrible to say, but still it's like, okay. It's so
you can
weird.
play Breath of the Wild and Smash Bros. In VR with lava.
Exactly. It's so crazy. I mean, I don't know. It's insane. It's like, hey, you want a headset that's made out of cardboard? It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
I could have made this, bro. My daughter made one of these.
Exactly. It's like, is this cardboard special? Is there like a chip inside this set pieces of paper?
No,
Nope.
The sticker costs $49.99 and the cardboard costs $0.01.
It's like, come on. It's like, what is happening? I don't know. But anyways, you know,
it was like the 40p VR, like the red line art.
I mean, it's so weird. It's very interesting that like that's how it normally goes. It's like, okay, you know what? You know, it shouldn't work, but somehow Nintendo gets away with it. But it's like, okay. So it's and I think they're testing their strain in this. And you know, this system, because we've been, how far removed are we from a last new console system? 4 or 5 years?
For who? Oh, for anybody?
For anybody. It was like PlayStation 5 and Xbox
2020
Series
they
S
came
and X.
out.
2020 has been 5 years. So people are and then people have been complaining. I mean, hell, I've been complaining about the Switch, how bad the Switch has been compared to as of late. So
and the Joy-Con shit sucks.
Oh,
Can we just
starving.
for a second talk about their chat feature and why they keep showing this potato?
They need to stop. They need to stop this nonsense because I
have a question about that. I also have a question about the camera. I know it's a USB-C. Can any camera plug into it? Do I have to get a proprietary Nintendo camera for it to work?
I don't know. I have been wanting to see that because there's nowhere that
I think
shows
that'd be BS. Yeah, I have not seen anything
yeah.
about that. And like, can I just plug in any camera, or does it have to be this special Nintendo camera? I know there's a Piranha Plant thing too, which was I think even worse quality than the official Nintendo camera, for like $30. But the official one costs like 60. And it's like, dude, I got multiple USB-C cameras. Can I just plug one of those in and will that work? That's what I need to know.
It just says here that Nintendo's thing says, yes, the Nintendo Switch 2 is designed to work with any USB-C camera, not just the official Nintendo Switch camera.
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
I mean, I still think it's a mute point. I'm never going to use it.
Regardless, the potato quality is not something I'm like, oh, this is going to be a good time to hang out with my friends and look at each other's potato faces.
Oh God, yeah. Let alone say like, oh yeah, I trust Nintendo and their online services. So no, I don't. I'm going to say It's not it's not going to be the top of my deal, especially when you saw the video of it. Like when you say, oh, have a tag with your friends on the video with your camera. It's like, oh, you can put a cursor mark of the photo of your friend. I'm like, I don't want to see that guy's ugly face while I'm trying to beat him in this game. So
not like that, but it's like that was the best footage you guys could get.
Yeah,
like, gosh, damn, that tells me everything.
It's like you told me to like when I started seeing that, I was like, this is terrible. This looks like
I can't believe you guys showed this.
Yeah, it's like okay, whatever. But anyways, so Mario Kart, Mario Kart Deluxe is coming next in June, day 1. I believe it's in the first week of June. If you're gonna get the Switch 2, get ready for the reservations, because you know that's a guarantee that is not going to be easily accessible when the system first comes out. So get ready for that. It's going to be available on all go to places like Best Buy, Amazon, GameStop, and stuff like that. So there you go. But okay, we'll see. Well, we already know. I'm still impartial. I still don't know if I'm going to get it. Not day 1. I don't think you know what I'm going to do? That's what I think I'm going to do. because like I don't necessarily in dire need of getting the system immediately.
I'm not either, to be honest. If I don't get one day one, I'm not gonna even be mad.
Yeah,
I don't
like,
feel any kind of way about it. I want Mario Kart, obviously, but like I don't have that urge to like, oh shit, I have to have this. Now that might dissipate once we get closer to like launch and people start posting and I get jealous. But right now I feel pretty good.
Yeah, you don't feel any kind of way. That's what it is for me. Because like the only game that probably like, even though don't get me wrong, Mario Kart is probably a must get would be a must get for the system. But like, I think the only other game that I'm even interested in remotely is Pokemon Za, and that's really like that's gonna be in the fall. So you know what? It's and like I can definitely hold my time on that because it's not like it's a race to beat the game on that either.
Right. I was like, the Donkey Kong game looks cool. I like the concept of it and like how like, you know, just like I want to play it, but I ain't gonna pay $80 for it.
Yeah. Not a platform.
Right,
yeah, I'm not a big platformer guy either, so that's why I didn't really get me hyped for it. So, but
I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't really give a shit about Donkey Kong. Like what? I'm sorry, Donkey Kong Jr. Yeah. Donkey Kong is the original, the one that stole the princess and threw barrels.
The original Donkey Kong is now there's
a whole
Kong.
lore.
Yeah,
he's
crazy.
Yeah, dude. I was like, dude, the lore. I'm here for the lore. Give me that lore, dude. I'm here for some sweet, sweet lore. You know?
Now, if it was Funky Kong, now we would have been in business. But anyways,
I'd have been salty. Like, Funky, what happened, bro? You were so mad.
It's like, what the hell happened, Funky?
Back in the day, homie, like just stealing women, throwing barrels at people you don't even know. Like, take it easy. Take it easy. Woke up and chose violence. Shit.
He got canceled. That's what happened. After that, behind the music, he was like, done. Sorry. So there you go. Yeah. All right, Pop, what do you bring to the table?
Well, the official release of Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is upon us, but there seems to be a lot of controversy sparking around not only one of the guest characters, but the Saudi royal family's involvement with that game. For those that don't know, Ronaldo, one of the guest characters, has some allegations against him out here in the real world, and some players and fans of the Fatal Fury series is not a huge supporter of him as a guest character. Larger creators within the FGC, such as Maximilian Dude, have already came out and said that he would be trashing all of his partnerships with SNK for the next month. Or anything dealing with City of the Wolves because of the controversy around it. And I don't know what to say about the game. Like I love Fatal Fury, but I know a lot of people have to be torn between, dang, how do you make that compromise where you have this guy who has some very serious allegations against him on top of, the whole Saudi Arabia thing going on? While trying to balance being a fan, like where is the compromise, or do you even compromise at all? Because some of these characters from Fatal Fury appear in other franchises like Street Fighter. Like Street Fighter 6 recently got Mize, but at what point does the support stop?
Well, I mean, first of all, I'm not really familiar with I was just only I just only known about this Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, are these two different issues? Because I was like thinking, because Cristiano Ronaldo isn't Saudi Arabian. He's from Spain, I believe, right? So
it's two completely different. It's two completely different issues, and people. People are mixed between the two. There are some people who know about Ronaldo, and there are some people who don't know about the Saudi Arabia thing. So it's that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know about the Saudi Arabia thing. I know that he had an issue out here in Vegas, and he was being sued by a woman. I can't remember if that got resolved.
No, that's exactly what it is.
Is that what you're talking? Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that's exactly what it is. I didn't even know that. Yeah, I didn't know that even happened. But the Saudi thing is the reason why the Saudi connection is because SNK Playmore is owned by a Saudi group. That's why. That's what it
Ooh.
is. I don't know who. I don't know. I don't know who owns it. I don't know the name of the company, but there's a lot of money, Saudi Arabian money that's coming in to SNK to do what to make their games. So in a way, like I don't now if it's I understand like the level of like where people's discourse is with the Saudi Arabian group, with the Saudi and the Saudi prince and stuff like that. But at the same time, I feel like if a person's interested in wanting to play the game, then I mean you shouldn't judge that individual for wanting to try to play the game, because 9 times out of 10 people, like everyday people, may not know what this is what is going on, or what like, unless you're really in dive in it, like with us, we're into the pop culture field and stuff like that. Or why people were wondering, why am I not playing a Blizzard game? Because if you've not seen me before or heard me say it before, fuck Bobby Kotick, was one of the biggest things, is because I know what they're doing and I know what's behind it. But then so like the people, like that's why I kind of feel like when people know of it, and then the mix with people like who knows, a grandma buys a fighting game for their kid, for their grandkid, in a situation that you can't put them to that same level of like of discourse towards all of that. And on top of that, you shouldn't judge that person because you don't know what that person is leading to. But with that said, with Christy, with some of these decisions, like with Ronaldo and all that craziness, I mean, I don't know when did that charge happen, or when did that all happen, Smitty? Since you was that a long time ago?
That was
or
years ago. Not super long. I want to say like late 20 teens into the 2020s. I think it's when it happened. The lawsuit didn't come until years later.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the lawsuit's more recent. Yeah. But the actual incident happened years ago.
Okay, so yeah, and so now to say that they are not aware of this, and then they still to this day they openly decided, you know what, we're going to put Ronaldo in this game, even knowing that was available.
Lie. If I knew about it, how you guys know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's there's no way they don't.
Yeah,
they don't know.
And regardless, you know about it now.
Now you know about it. It's like you chose openly. You openly chose to do it, and it's like then that's like, okay, then you know where these people are coming from. They don't care. Then there could be that there's that argument where it's justifiable to be like, okay, yeah, screw these people and stuff.
I mean,
but you don't need. Oh, I'm sorry to cut. But like you don't need. You can't judge a person, like, just the biggest fact is that people just cannot judge you being a good person or a bad person just because you decide to play this game, or you decide not to play this game. And that's what drives me insane, is just the people's judgment for certain things is just very askew to me. That like, if you're
it's also making me think about how this will look on the competitive scene, because this is in the Evo lineup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So is that going to force their hand to do something? Say something? Like, at least I imagine that maybe they say something about it. Maybe not. I don't know. It's such a weird area to me, and it's really hard. I mean, we were talking about this beforehand, before we hopped on, just about J.K. Rowling and the Hogwarts Legacy stuff, and like people were like literally afraid to play the game because they were getting canceled. Like openly getting canceled. Somebody created a bot to find people and harass them that were playing them. That's just as bad as the whole thing that you know what I mean? Like, or you know, again, that's a matter of opinion. It's a weird area to do that. And then if you're like, again, to me, it's like, if you're gonna lean into that, then you better lean in with your full chest. So that means I hope you stop shopping at like Walmarts and everything else. I hope you stop doing all kinds of shit, because you're being very selective about what you're going to be outraged about, in my opinion. All this game, you know, this and that. But it's like, look, but these clothes are also developed there. Are you boycotting those? Are you saying anything about that? Like, it can't be both ways. You know what I mean? Like, and to me, that's And it's very hard, especially in today's times of clout chasing and this and that. There's a lot of disingenuous virtue signaling about things on both sides. You got people talking about woke games and tear it down and this and that. Again, we saw what Hogwarts Legacy. Shit, that kept Warner Brothers in business. Look at
did the exact opposite of what they were intending.
Yeah,
and I think the same thing's happening with South of Midnight. It was just like, this is a super woke game, and somehow the game seems to be doing just fine.
Doing just fine. Look at freaking Assassin's Creed. That everybody, how dare they?
The absolute reversed effect. I know people like to be like, we like to look at the sales. The sales don't matter. They have millions of people who are playing the game because they have access to either Ubisoft Plus or something else. But either way, like the player count being that high says a lot about how much attention that game got.
Well, you notice how they're not talking about it? Because when it does the opposite of what they're saying, they'll shut the hell up real quick. So, a lot of that stuff I take with a grain of salt. There's a lot of people, again, it feels and it depends on what you're following, but I think your average person doesn't know about all these crazy shenanigans and this and that. Although the more of this woke stuff is coming up, and that's become an encompassing word for essentially diversity, equity, and inclusion. What it is, and you know what I mean, and how it affects different people. They see it as a color thing where it affects more than just people of color, which, again, they FAFO, right? They are finding out. We are in the finding out phase of that right now. So to me, it's such a weird place. Especially something for like, say, Evo. And this is going to be a matter of how they want to go about it and what the community is saying. On one hand, they can say something about it, at least address it, or they can not. It's really their prerogative. And to me, either way, I can't really, and I understand where people are coming from with that, but I just don't understand where people are selectively picking and choosing what to care about. And why. It seems disingenuous to me.
Yeah, but what's going to suck though too. I mean, I'm not going to say it to the fact that going to their success or not, but like when you see like influencers or content creators like Maximilian, standing with what he believes in, which as well is what like understandable, and like he's like he doesn't condone it, so he doesn't want to do it. Right. That's perfectly fine.
That is your choice.
But if you choose to go and follow him, but then at the same time, you're going to be spreading that and pushing that to other people that choose not what you're choosing, then that's where I have a problem. That's where I'm
the
like,
problem comes
that's
from.
where
And it's
I'm
never,
like,
it's
listen,
never generated from the originator. It's the people that are listening
around
to them,
on the outside.
and then they're like, let's kick this shit up a notch.
Yeah.
And that's where you get crazy stuff happening.
That's how you see like how bad, like, I mean, in a way, it's kind of like how the Tekken community is right now, especially, what happened with season 2, like how bad season 2's basically just like the community was like, tore that game down to a point where it was like, well, because season 2 really changed the game to a point that it was mostly aggressively offensive and stuff. But then some of the things that they did was like really weird. They went the opposite direction where they were wanting to, and then it got to a point where they owned up. But and I mean, as well as yes, you need a voice to tell people this is how things need to, if you don't like what it was and then you changed it. The one thing you have to give tech and that community is that they all openly agreed on this to start boycotting this game for them to do it. But then there were some people that didn't mind it. But then they ridiculed some of this stuff, and then they were ridiculed because of it. They were like, you don't know what you're talking about. This is stupid. You're stupid and stuff like that. And I was just like, you know what, guys, it's like everything of this is fully subjective, but even though the full consensus is that season 2 was a terrible change of pace of this of the thing, there's a way of doing it so people can don't feel like they're being attacked, and then that's where it's like, oh my god, guys. But like I said, like I don't feel bad. I already reserved this copy. Reserved a copy of this game. I'm gonna get it regardless because this is.
I applied for a key before I even knew it happened.
Right.
So like, I mean, if they give me a key, I have to. I'm obligated to,
you have to honor that. Yeah.
I have to honor that.
Yeah, I am totally fine with just the playing this, and I will not lose a wink of sleep of me wanting this, feeling bad about playing this game because it's like,
and you shouldn't.
Yeah, and it's not like it's like if I don't want to play Cristiano Ronaldo, okay, I won't play him or I won't be him. But then this is a game this is a game that's been out that I've been waiting for since like since 2002 when the last one came out, Mark of the Wolf. So it's like I'm sorry, I'm just gonna I'm still gonna enjoy playing it. I haven't touched any of the betas and stuff. I just knew I was gonna support it. So like I said, I'm just gonna so I don't feel bad. I mean, it's more power to Maximilian to not doing it. But and you know what? One thing that Maximilian didn't say, he didn't say he's not playing it. He just said that he's not accepting the money from the company for it. So I don't know what. So keep that in mind. It's like it's not like he's saying that. Yeah, it's not that he's saying I'm boycotting the game. It's saying I'm not. He's in his good conscience that you're going to see him play this. There's no way he's not going to play this. So that's all I'm saying. It's like he's in a good privileged spot to be like, I don't need to accept these people's money for this game, so I don't feel obligated to for this. He's going to have his own direct raw opinions about this game that you're definitely going to see. So keep that in mind. It's not like he's on the high horse saying I'm not going to play or boycott this game. He's saying I'm not going to accept any of their money because of this. Mm-hmm. So there you go. No, it's a good one, Pop, because but it has to be said. That's the unfortunate thing is like people take this to a point, takes it to a crazy level that they need to just chill, essentially.
Because the same thing happened with Enjoy when they found out that the AI, someone tested the AI feature and found out that it wasn't like in-house studio and it was like some kind of generative AI, and people are like, you shouldn't use this. And then some people started trying out the game and they were attacking them. I was like, don't you know this uses AI? And it's just like, no, I only play these kind of games. I don't look into that kind of stuff. I don't participate in the online activism talks. I just play games.
AI is a solid. It's like a crazy word. You remember like the same thing for the finals? Because remember, wasn't the finals announcer? Yeah. AI.
The AI announcer.
Yeah.
And now the finals has like a very strong competitive scene.
It's like,
and it's a fun game. It's so one that I really didn't like was oh my gosh, what's that free to play? First Descendant. Mm-hmm. One of the NPCs, that one NPC, dude, like is so clearly AI. It's ridiculous, dude. Like, it's like what? Like I can't like that. Like I was like, is that like a creative director choice or like this guy sounds like shit?
It's like, why'd you bring this character in this game like this?
Yeah. Oh, it's AI. I got you.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Everything started clicking.
That's funny.
He's like, what am I hearing?
He's like, what is this? What's this terrible outfit?
All you needed was the Twilight Zone theme playing in the background. It would have been perfect.
Freaking hilarious. All right. Smitty, why don't you close this off? What's your topic?
Yeah, to talk about this, and it's only been like a week or so ago, we found out from Sony that they are going to be raising prices for their consoles. This is not affecting the United States. This is mainly over like in Europe, Asia, Australia, New Zealand. They're going to be paying higher prices. Well, Sony went ahead and doubled down. They also increased their prices for PS Plus in about 20 plus countries, primarily targeting Latin America. You also have Canada, Mexico, and Australia again is on the list. You have South Korea and some Southeast Asian countries as well. And they are citing the tariffs, but I cannot for the life of me. This seems like a weak excuse as to why they're using the tariffs as an excuse. Again, I don't understand why they necessarily, and we were talking about this a little bit before we hopped on, and Pop had mentioned that Canada's prices essentially are now in line with the US prices. But I feel like in some places, especially Australia, dude, shit is expensive as all hell.
Yeah.
And like their starting price point is like crazy. And again, I don't know how that, you have currencies and things like that against the dollar that you have to also look at as well in the conversion. So I'm not going to pretend like I know or understand that stuff. But what I do understand is that overall, in general, there were price increases. However, there were a little bit of decreases in some of like the digital ones where the physicals got boosted up in prices. So there were some decreases. It wasn't completely in terms of that, but like the PS Plus stuff was just an increase outright. And I want to just bring in real quick some numbers. So the prices, this is for the Canadian dollar. PlayStation Plus, these are 12-month subscriptions. PlayStation Plus Essential was previously 95 Canadian dollars, now 110. Extra, it was 155, now 190. And the 12-month premium was 190, now 225. That's hard
insane.
sell, man. $225 a year to play online, and then you get your games. But remember, this is to play online. And this is where I'm referencing that stuff before. And again, with Xbox, again, having a cheaper entry point to be able to get in, not only get free games, day one free games, also having the Xbox Game Pass library, being able to play everywhere on anything. Again, this just reaffirms what I believe that Xbox has set themselves to be a leader here in the future for video games and where I think the trends are going. I just want to know what your guys' thoughts are, especially in these times. Like, again, this hobby of ours that we all love so much is increasingly getting more and more expensive. Whereas, again, like everything else, our salaries are not increasing as quickly as the things that we're looking to consume. And we're starting to get priced out. They are pricing people out, a good chunk of people, out of their consoles and things. They're making it more niche by making the price point more expensive to be able to get in. Now, remember too, this is like one of those Diablo moments. Don't you have phones where the dude was like, well, if you can't afford a Switch 2, just stick with the Switch 1, which is terrible marketing. You're trying to sell your new console. You don't tell your consumers then, oh, you can't afford it? Just stick with the one you already got, or you can get this one cheaper. That is crazy to me. But that literally shows, I think he said the quiet part out loud in that instance. Because yes, from my profit standpoint, hey, here you go. You can't afford it? Go fuck yourself. But that's not what you want to tell people. So I think that this is, and if it does, I think we'll see it this year by the end of the year. I'm waiting to see the number and the sales and the subscriptions and to see what kind of impact it has on their bottom dollar, because that is the only way that these kind of practices are going to change is if their profit margins are going down, because that's what a business is. Every year, grow, grow, grow. If you're not growing, you're failing as a business. That's what they want you to believe. So as long as they continue to grow, they will see it as a success. The only way we get them to at least slow up on this, because this stuff is inevitable, I think, anyway. The only way we get them to slow up on it is by affecting their profit margins. And I just want to know what your guys' thoughts are, what you guys think is going to happen, and what kind of impact these kind of changes will have.
I think the impact right now is showing how, keep in mind, Sony is still a Japanese company, and the yen is, you can bring like $1,000 over to Japan and get so much stuff because of how much less the yen is in value. And I think we're starting to see the effect of that, not just with PlayStation, but with Nintendo as well, with the prices. People are talking about the price points, and I'm like, you have to, and I'm not justifying, these prices. Like, obviously, there's something that has to be done for the yen to get its value back, but it's just like, how do they get that value back, and how do they get it back without relying too much on us as the consumers? And I mean us on a global scale. There is something going on within Japan's economy that is starting to reek on a global scale, and we won't just see this with games, it'll be with other hobbies as well that come out of Japan. I mean, electronics have slowly creeped up in prices from other brands, other Japanese brands. I was looking the other day at like Samsung stuff. I'm just like, I remember when this stuff used to be this price, and now it's just like all the way up.
The premium.
Yeah, it's granted, gaming has always been an expensive hobby, but now where it's just like, it's starting to feel, I don't want to say it always wasn't a privilege, but now it's starting to feel like a very, very luxurious privilege. And it'll be interesting to see how the landscape changes in the content creations. Most people might become retro streamers.
Right.
We might see a change in content creation because people aren't going to be able to buy all these games.
Right. I mean, it's really interesting on the like how everything is going, how everything more. It's actually kind of weird when you think about it, because like how expensive you would think that it'd be cheaper, because most of the stuff that you're worried about is like digital, like more things are digital, not physical, like not physical, like with CDs and production and market and all that stuff. But in this case, it's like, wow, it's crazy to think that regular productivity, which is actually it's I guess it's not necessarily just PlayStation, but I just think I totally forgot about this. Nintendo also was marking up their prices on certain other things, like their Wiimote or their Switch controllers are now $10 more. So now the new Switch 2 controllers are going to be now $90 instead of $70 and stuff.
Ooh, my goodness.
And then now the cheapest amiibos are now going to be $30 to $40 instead of $20 like they used to be.
And what do the amiibos actually do? I never understood what they do.
They're besides being like little mini statues, they're also they also give you stuff depending on what amiibo you have. Certain games that allow you to unlock small things in other games and stuff. So like in Smash Brothers and stuff. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. But like so you get like an additional trinket or some sort of additional deals that you can actually add to the game. Like one of the best ones was like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You can get a really good horse and stuff if you got a specific amiibo and stuff. So like different things like that. Yeah. So
I had no idea. I always wondered what those things were. Like I knew they had some sort of game effect, but I was like, I don't, and I guess I never just looked into it either.
Yeah.
With Animal Crossing, if you got the Animal Crossing ones, if you wanted a specific villager, all you needed was the amiibo, and you could get them in your village.
Yeah,
it's almost like a pay to play type of thing.
Kind of.
Microtransactions,
extra microtransactions that you can just get extra stuff for, and you get a little toy with it on the side. But to say those little small things are now worth $30 to $40, I don't know, dude. It's a little bit crazy, dude. Yeah. So, but to your point though, it's just like how everything's getting expensive. It just I'm just interested to see where is it going to stop at this point, because like it's now going to be to a level where I don't think it's just going to constantly go up until people just start really looking into to say enough is enough. We're going to fight back with our wallet and just sit back with all this stuff and sit back to see where this is going to go. When they realize, wow, okay, this production is getting too ridiculous on this, because now you're telling me a controller is now almost $100. A regular controller is now $100. You're hitting close to $100 on just a regular controller now. Is insane.
A regular PS5 DualSense doesn't even cost that much.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, like $70 at most, but you can always get a good deal on it.
Well, 70 for now. But 70 for now, because who knows what's going to end up happening?
Yeah.
If PlayStation for now is negating US for now. But that's not saying we're in the safe for it until they'll realize, like, here you go. Especially how they.
I also wonder if we're getting negated because the USD is worth more than the yen. Because technically, we could have seen those PS Plus in price increases as well. At least another set of increase.
There was already an aggressive increase that happened 7 months ago, and I just hope that if they were going to do it,
I was going to say, they had, like it's been less than a year, like since they bumped it up already. I think, right? So like. It's because, and again, these streaming services, dude, like streaming services are turning back into cable TV. They've just redefined cable TV now, and it's sad because it's beyond cable TV. It's that same model now put into games and other things. It's annoying. It's annoying, and I hate it. I'm trying to watch Invincible. Why am I getting ads? I have Amazon Prime. What the hell is going on?
Oh yeah,
seriously, Pop,
I know what you mean.
I was so salty.
I'm paying for this. Why am I seeing ads?
Yeah,
I don't even want to watch it anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like, and they changed that so softly. It's not even funny. Like, they had to say that. Like now they say, hey, you want to take ads off? Because right now it's worth doing because it's only $2 to take ads off on your Amazon. But then until it's going to happen, and they're going to jack that price up to like it's going to be like, oh, instead of $2, it's going to be $6.
Well, that's the other thing too, is that domino effect. What kind of effect are these moves that Nintendo's making gonna have, and Nintendo and PlayStation? What is Xbox's response going to be? Is there going to be a response? I feel like this is the time now for them to make that move and be like, you guys want to shoot yourselves in the foot? Hey, everybody, things are getting a little expensive out there. We got your back. Play our games. You can play them everywhere. We got Game Pass. You can get games day one. Now is the time that their marketing should be blitzing as we are getting hit as consumers with higher prices. Now will be the time to go on the lower end, be like, hey, don't forget about us, everybody. We got your back. You need games in your life, and we're here to give them to you wherever you like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's unfortunate the world we're living in, man. But hopefully we'll see. Like, I mean, God, it's unfortunate. It's sad. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. Except just not instead of just not pay for it and see where that's going to go. You know, I mean,
can I just say that this happening a week after Smitty said Xbox would be on top of gaming? The timing of it is hilarious. I still don't think that's going to happen. But the timing is hilarious.
I was like,
You know what? Before we go, there was a person that did say something inside YouTube. I just saw it here. It might be too late. His name is Romain Garner. He says like, hey guys, this is the first time watching the live stream, and my question to you guys is, which system is best to buy the bundle with Mario World or the original one, and is it worth getting any of the accessories? Primary, no. I don't usually like getting day one accessories for the systems personally. Like, now I guess it really depends on the situation that you're in. Because first off, if you are a Switch owner, your accessories are going to be backwards compatible to that system. So if you already have the accessories, there's no reason to really get yourself to get some more accessories for it, unless you want the Switch 2 connectors on the the magnet Switch controllers, because the biggest issue with the original Switch is drifting. So
I'm afraid. I'm so afraid of that, dude. I hate the Joy-Cons because of the drifting, dude. They are. I had the worst experience with those things.
Yeah. So then, and then that's one of the most things. But personally, like the camera, like what Smitty was saying, like you obviously, if you have a USB-C camera, you shouldn't have to get the official Nintendo one, because the Nintendo one looks like dick. So and then what's it called? But like the Mario World itself, I mean, overall, like it's better to get the bundle. It justifies it more, because like for $449 is the sole console without the game. With the game, it's $499. That's $50, essentially $50, as opposed to paying $80 for a digital copy of the game for the same game. So so definitely try to go for the digital and hold off on the accessories. Sorry.
I was going to say, usually within a couple, I mean, maybe less time than that, there's already third-party companies making accessories that are going to be way cheaper than getting an official Nintendo accessory. I would say hold off on any accessories. If you can get by, do it. And like Davis said, the bundle is definitely going to be the way to go. You're going to end up paying more out of pocket if you get the two separately. Obviously, it's going to be tough. And we do know that the bundles are a limited time bundle. So the bundles are not going to be around forever. So I would say shoot on the bundle while you can, if you're able to.
Yeah. So yeah. I think that would be the way I would go. It's may not be the right way, but that's the way I would look at it. Especially if you already have your Switch. Yeah. Especially if you have your Switch accessories already, and you know that it's backwards compatible, you can live with that. I was like, I can live without the new camera or the new chat button for the new system. Like I'm going to hold on. I mean, all I need.
What do you mean? The new chat button comes with it. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about like the new controllers. The only addition is that C button. Yeah, I don't need it. I don't need that immediately.
Again, yeah, exactly. None of that stuff is like day one stuff that you need. I would say hold off on that stuff. Get the system with the bundle. That's the best price you're gonna find. Like Davis was saying, Nintendo games don't devalue really. If anything, they get more expensive. So get it if you can get it.
Oh yeah, definitely. But folks, thank you for listening to episode number 260 of the CFG Game Cast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation as always. We will be back in 2 weeks. Next week there will not be a podcast because we're going to be doing a live podcast at Las Vegas's Level Up Expo. So definitely, if you're there, check us out. Check us out there and say hi. We always love to talk and chat with y'all. It's going to be on Sunday at 1:30 in the mini hall. I can never name this thing right.
Mini events room.
Mini events room. Jesus, I don't know why I can never say it. But anyway,
it's right here.
Yes,
you can see it right here on the Level Up Expo app. Make sure you click as a reminder as well, so you don't miss the live.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one, dude. So yeah, but we will be back again in 2 weeks after back to the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. But if you did miss out on this episode, that's perfectly okay. We do release it at the beginning of of each week on Monday morning, so there will be absolutely no reason to miss out on all sexy voices. Ooh, too late on that.
Sorry, I was typing.
Guys, also be sure go check our website confreaksgeeks.com. You can see we have the Fragpunk review live on our page with Smitty on the YouTube. Definitely check that out. It's going to be it's a great review. So, but once again, this is Davis, Smitty, and Pop signing out. Y'all take it easy.
Bye.